What's up, folks? We are going to discuss Gary Mackey. Give me just a second. Be right back. See if we can, what's up, mental laxative? Am I next or are you next? That is the question. This is a story about Gary Mackey that was arrested, from what I can see, this last Wednesday. The story come out the 27th, January 27th, 2021 at 3:50 p.m. See if I can figure out. Well, don't show me shit. So, I'm going to give it just a minute. Double check, make sure everything's good on the video. And then I'll read the story and then we can have a discussion. Anybody don't mind, please leave the thumbs up. So I got 3 in here watching. Please leave a thumb anyway. Buddy of mine give me a call a while ago, and it says far right influence, and told me about this. It happened down in Florida. Come on now, don't do that. Now, I'm gonna read this off, and we'll go from there. And this is somewhere Associated Press by Tom Hayes, and it says a self-styled far-right propagandist was arrested in Florida on Wednesday on charges he used social media to try to suppress votes for Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton in the 2016 presidential election, federal prosecutors said Wednesday. A criminal complaint accused 31-year-old Douglas Mackey, known on the internet as Ricky Vaughn, of anonymously conspiring with others in late 2016 to use Twitter and other social media to try to trick Clinton supporters to vote via text instead of casting an actual ballot. The alleged scheme amounted to nothing short of vote theft, said William Sweeney, head of the FBI office in New York City where the charges were filed. It's illegal behavior and contributes to the erosion of public trust in our electoral process. Mackey was expected to be released on a $50,000 bond following an initial court appearance in West Palm Beach, prosecutors said. A message seeking comment was left with his defense attorney. At the time of the alleged fraud, Mackey had 58,000 followers on Twitter and was considered an important influencer in the upcoming election won by former President Trump, prosecutors said. He had described himself as an American nationalist who regularly retweeted Trump and promoted conspiracy theories about voter fraud by Democrats. The complaint accused Mackey of working with 4 unnamed co-conspirators to spread disinformation claiming that they could vote for Clinton by posting a specific hashtag on Twitter or Facebook, or by texting Clinton's name to a fake text code. One tweet he sent showed a photo of a black woman with a campaign Clinton sign encouraging people to avoid the line, vote from home, it said. Prosecutors said records show the post was retweeted 175 times and that there were at least 4,900 responses from phone numbers using the fake text code, including some people from New York. In October 2016, Twitter suspended Mackey's account for participating in targeted abuse. The court paper said using another social messaging network, he wrote, "Don't worry, I will return to Twitter soon," and used an associate to establish another account, the paper said. Twitter worked closely with appropriate authorities on this issue, the company said in this statement. If convicted of conspiracy charges, Mackey could face 10 years in prison. Associated Press writer Amagansett contributed to this report. The story has been corrected to show the spelling of Mackey's first name as Douglas, not Douglas. What's up, Mr. Grayson? What's up, my friend, Miss Wendy O? Anyway, so 58,000 followers, retweeted 175 times, 4,900 responses. So at best he influenced 58,000 people. Good to see you too, brother. Much love, you know that. I've heard there's a little bit more to this story. I've not been able to find it yet. And I hadn't even looked into the laws on this. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't playing like I'm super smart. I'm saying, for one, if his tweets and all this shit supposedly influenced 58,000 people, did that affect the election? Did that have an impact on it? Now, I'm sure there's laws and shit about manipulating it. And I'm not saying it's right, but how does it go? Are we when the cop writes us a ticket for something we didn't know it was illegal, he says, well, it's your job to know the law. So if it's our job to know the law, how can someone be arrested for these things if it was their job to know how they could and couldn't vote? And is this the beginning of the end? They say ignorance is no reason, and that's kind of my point. Now, I was told there was a little bit more to this, that it had to do in some with him making memes and stuff, and making fun of the supposed, that depends if you want to believe their bullshit, new president's shit or not. You know, making fun of the Democrats. Like I said, I'm not claiming that intentionally trying to even manipulate one person's vote is okay or ethical. But by the same token, isn't that what they do in all their speeches? So, yeah, I'm asking for a friend. I'm going to try to do a little more research into this and, see what's what. But it seems like to me this is how Hitler got his foothold in. They start with little shit like this. And I say little shit. Now, I'm not agreeing with manipulating a major any election, but we know they're all rigged. But 58,000 people, did that really affect the election? And it's funny how it took them till old Trader Joe got into office to bring these charges. Is this the beginning? Is the FBI the new SS? When do we make our stand? And when do we comply and go along? That's a question. You know, this seems like retaliation to me. I could be wrong, but it does. That's what it looks like. That's what it sounds like. Anyway, Douglas Mackey. Let me make sure I get the spelling right. His first name is Douglass. Mackey is his last one. Yeah, I could be wrong. It seems like to me that Democrats are the new SS. And from what they're saying in their verbiage, you know, they supposedly impeach Trump again, blah, 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 for leading the people upon the Capitol. That, to me, that was we the people. Anyway, fucking, they come out and said, you know, if you're a Trump supporter, we're coming after you. Is this the first step? And I question you, just because it's on paper says it's legal, does that make it right? Oh yeah. You know, the Constitution is 4 pages long. The bill on this last stimulus was, what, 2,500 pages, I think? And now that they fought Trump on the $2,000, they're talking, well, it went from, everybody supposedly got $600, and it went from $2,000 to $1,400 because they already give you $600 supposedly. You know, and all this stimulus money reminds me about a old Chinese proverb kind of deal. About socialism is kind of like filling up a jar with rice or something that mice like, and giving them a walkway up to it. The mice walks up in it, and they eat, and they eat, and they eat, and eventually they eat enough that they can't get back out of the jar. So they're reliant on what either is left in the jar or what master puts in the jar. So are you a mouse wanting that free cheese? Or are you a free man that just wants these motherfuckers to leave you alone? Anyway, I wanted to share this. To me, it's something to watch. It's hard to find, and it's noteworthy. So please check it out. Like I said, the guy's name is Douglas Mackey, and it's Doug Lass, Lass. Right down here at the very down bottom of the screen. Douglass, Mackey, Mackey. Do some research, try to look into the law. Like I said, I hadn't looked up the specific law or anything like that, but there's nothing in there that, you know, but that's something I've got to try to figure out how to dig into. So, I'm hitting my 15-minute mark. Much love, everybody. Thank you for being here. Share. We'll catch you on the flip.